Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and today we will be continuing the Lost Memories Second Chances campaign. I have here with me today everybody but Ice. We got Moon, Cold, Nez, and Fiction. Damn, I can't say Ice Cold today. I don't know if anybody has ever noticed, but I find great amusement in doing that. Let me switch the screens. There we go. Okay. Before we get started, I would like to remind everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. More on how to support at the end, as well as we're making more announcements as usual. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started with a recap. Somebody's got to do it, and it cannot be Moon.
Yeah.
Suppose the next question was how far back do we want to go so we can update Moon?
That is a good question.
No, just do like the last session. Anything that pops up between doctoring Pooh Brain and doctoring back, I'll just treat it as like new information.
Yeah, situation of you guys did what?
I'm sorry, you killed who?
Alright, in that case, most of the last session was just a series of us getting more and more lost. We kind of had the sense that we're getting herded by the Frostworks. We're not entirely sure, because they keep showing up in the distance. At one point, we were kind of going through a blizzard, and yeah, we kind of saw that the Twin Deaths were stalking us. We eventually got past that, continued on, and then we were, making camp, and all of a sudden, people started going missing. Basically, wake up, go on watch, take a look at the people in the camp. Our Karens were missing. Basically, we found signs of a struggle, and then the trail just completely went cold. No pun intended. Continued on another day, and then Doc and Crazy Joe went missing. Same thing. They just kind of... I don't know if we found a struggle on that one, but just pretty much found some tracks and then it was gone. And then Pyre went missing. There were, again, signs of a struggle, and then this trail just disappeared. About that point, people figured out, oh, whoever's doing this is flying. They continued, the few remaining people continued on and ended up finding buildings, kind of like a little bit of a city. And as they were going through it, they got completely freaked out because they found frozen statues. As in, people being frozen. Whoever was doing it was posing them. Ended up finding everyone except for the two big
Some of
Karens. Oh, yeah, some of us. And Emerald did something rather amusing, which people get to.
We'll get to that.
Eventually, after finding Pyre was, quote-unquote, left as a guard to a pathway down. It was very blue ice, I believe is how Nameless put it.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, we were just about to go down, and pretty much the only thing Pyre said is when she was on watch, she got something attacked her, she got into a fight, and then blew wavy lines, and then woke up from the ice statue. And now rolls at -3 for everything. And that's about where we left off.
Doc, you are currently, until you can find a way to properly warm yourself, at half of your fatigue points, and god damn, it's fucking cold. You may need to go through another puberty to get those balls drop again.
It just gives the enemy one less thing to shoot at.
Yep, which, by the way, is probably not something we should do. Because cold plus sudden heat of firearm equals kablooey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does actually have a point. Your weapons were also frozen. If I remember correctly, Fiction's character was the only one that hasn't been frozen solid.
Ivory
No.
and what's it called, Rapid Chatter.
Yeah, Yes, but Rapid's not here. He's currently following you guys around drooling.
The stupid hit Rapid. No.
But to describe what you guys, what you wake up to, Doc, your group is standing in what appears to have at one point been like the entrance to some sort of basement or something like that. But now it is covered in blue ice. The stairs are still easy to see, but your group already looks like they're about to head down into it.
This is a terrible situation. I would like to go back to sleep.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Awake just in time.
Yeah, you basically see Pyre shivering. Her front legs are completely stripped bare. Yeah, welcome to freezing with us. Let's get going.
Doc will affix bayonet. I mean, I guess it's more of a spear than a gun at this point, but, you know, longer stab.
Okay. So everybody's going in?
Yeah.
Give me just a sec. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot part of this. This is the one I was looking for. This sounds like the right ambience. So as you guys head in, the ticking that you had been hearing kind of starts to like permeate the entire area. It's hard to tell what actual direction it's coming from. But as you trek further and further into the depths of wherever this is, you do notice that while it starts to get darker, there is a light up ahead.
Wow. No use backing out now.
I suppose we head on. Cautiously.
As you continue, you eventually come to what appears to be some sort of ice cage set into the wall. And inside is one of your two wayward Kieran. A very perturbed looking frenzied flame is sitting in a cage just large enough that his heat doesn't seem to terribly affect the ice of the walls of the cage, and he seems to be halfway through melting his restraints. It does appear that whoever put him there put him, rather than the clear ice that you guys had found your companions in, they went through the trouble of putting him in blue ice, which is a lot tougher than regular ice.
You can tell because it's blue.
Exactly, it's a higher rarity.
Unironically, it is actually, that is how you tell it is tougher. But it is an actual thing, by the way.
Man, I can't believe MMOs are right.
Yeah, I can't wait for the legendary drop of ice.
Yeah. Here's my orange ice.
I mean, you can get a red ice that is tougher than you might expect. But I don't know if you want to put in the effort to make that ice, or
Probably not.
the blood loss that would require. Anyways, what do?
I'll look for the source of the ticking.
There doesn't seem to be anything in the immediate area, but the tunnel that you guys are in does continue deeper.
Hopefully it's not a pipe bomb.
Hopefully it's not a bomb, period. Pyre's gonna go to the cage and look in. She's gonna obviously see that he's very perturbed, and she's just gonna say, I'm glad you're alright. You didn't happen to know what we're facing, do you?
He shoots you a withering glare that, in no uncertain terms, informs you that he is not keen to talk about this right now.
Alright. Do you at least know where Nebula is?
He tells you that they took her further down.
Pyre's
Don't like where
kind
he's
of
going.
Pyre's noticing that he's melting his restraints. Something tells me you got this handled. We'll go look for Nebula.
He snorts a little gout of fire and then continues concentrating on what he's doing. So you guys continue down the tunnel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as you make your way further down, the tunnel begins to widen out into a very large room. It is very poorly lit, but there is light in it, and it appears to be coming from... It looked at first like it was more ice, but you start to realize that instead it's some form of crystal. Only because the luminescence coming from it kind of like contrasts to the structure of the ice around it.
Huh. That's weird.
Got crystal. No.
Pyre is
close enough to poke the crystal.
Yeah, Pyre's gonna immediately approach it.
Yeah.
So when you tap the crystal, it glows brighter for just a couple of seconds before going back to its previous brightness.
When I poke it?
When anybody touches it.
Okay.
Does anyone know what this is?
Somebody roll perception for me.
Okay.
Probably
Um,
best not
anybody-
be Pyre.
So, for those of you taking a closer look at the crystals, it does appear that something inside of it is moving. Or collections of something. They seem to be very small. Whatever it is. But it does seem that the glow is some form of bioluminescence of a small, possibly algae type creature.
Wait, does that mean there's liquid inside?
Potentially.
We've got a geode on our hands.
So, you said there was like a seam between this crystal and the ice around it?
No.
Can I take this crystal out of the wall?
You can roll strength to attempt.
I'm gonna try it at least once.
I got a pickaxe in my bag.
I can help.
I'll try and pull it out first. You probably don't want to break it if it's fragile.
I'll put the dynamite away then.
We got a crowbar, can wedge it out.
So
There's a
you are able to loosen a smaller chunk, and this one seems to come out intact.
Ooh.
It is roughly about the size of a football.
Oh.
Okay.
So the bioluminescent thing is inside this football-sized piece of ice.
Yes, and with all of the movement, it does glow a bit brighter for a little bit before dimming down.
Well,
Seems the more that it is disturbed, the longer that it will stay brighter.
permanent light source. Don't mind if I do.
Well,
I guess keep going.
might as well.
So as you continue, you start to see statues. Ooh, excuse me. Statues again. These seem to be more interesting creatures. There's a couple of things that you don't recognize that may have been mutants of some sort. And then there are also various Kirin and other things that somehow are different than most of the others that you've seen. Whether it be you've got a few with broken horns, a few with different, like, essentially anything that any of the statues you find down here are somehow different than the ones up top, where the ones up top were kind of just what you expect out of normal ponies and creatures like that. There's even a dragon or two down here.
Like, how big of a dragon are you talking about?
One of them appears to have been fully grown, and it looks like he's asleep, though there is no rise and fall to his chest, and the corpse has started to show signs of being mummified. So it's not quite shriveled, but like it's getting there. And the other one appears to be small.
Alright.
Quite the menagerie.
Terrible one.
We probably don't want to stick around too long. Not that I have to say that.
Agreed. Let's just keep going.
And as you guys make it to the far end of this large sort of antechamber, you notice that the far end has a much higher density, and almost seeming like a centerpiece is a icy throne with a strange alicorn-like creature sitting atop it. I say alicorn-like because about half of it is made up of clockwork pieces, most of which are impossibly intricate, to the point that you doubt that any of the modern clockworkers actually made this. And it's in its chest is a pretty hefty sized heart-shaped gemstone of some sort. And I'm talking like this is like two footballs stuck together. And on top of that, you see Nebula sitting to the left of the throne, in the same predicament as the rest of you guys.
Is the alicorn, like, is the flesh decayed, or is she just, like, resting?
So far, she hasn't appeared to have moved, and it's hard to tell if she should be decaying or not, given the fact that there is quite a bit of ice, and the cold does a very good job of preserving things, like an insanely good job of preserving things when it comes to corpses.
Pyre's going to want, seeing all of the, mechanical parts on her, she's going to want to take a closer look at the hooves.
So you're going to approach?
Yes, carefully, but yes.
So as you get closer, roll me a perception.
This is going to suck. Nope.
Okay. So you guys watch as Pyre approaches, and the ticking machinery, because she is apparently the source of the ticking, suddenly shifts, and Pyre, roll me a dexterity.
Oh no.
Nope.
It lets loose a sheet of cold air that freezes Pyre in her tracks. Before going back to a seemingly inert state. As far as you can tell, Pyre is still alive, but kind of frozen at the moment.
This is a convention? Oh no.
Can I get a perception from the rest of you?
Okay. Oh, nice crit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So,
Nice 3.
Ivory and Doc, you both notice that this room is now crawling with Frostworks. There's not just like 1 or 2 or 5. There's dozens moving around the frozen statues, and you also note that there's kind of a lack of the statues in this area, for a lack of Frostwork statues, that is. And Ivory, you look back over towards the large alicorn partial Frostwork creature, and you realize that while it looks inert, it's been watching you this entire time. Every movement you make, it's been following with its eyes, but hasn't done anything up until the reaction to Pyre.
That's what I was afraid of.
I will note that the majority of the Frostworks and the Alicorn all have a blue glow to their eyes, though there are a couple of red ones that seem to be further away. Doc, roll me an intelligence check. This is for memory.
No.
Doc, you know that the eyes glowing means something, but you just, for the life of you, cannot remember your brief interaction with the Frostworks previously, with what that meant.
Aren't the eyes supposed to mean something?
I would assume so.
Aren't they always glowing?
No, I feel like there's something more to it.
Interesting.
This is why you need to instill all important information into mnemonic devices. Like nursery rhymes.
I mean, I wrote some stuff down on a tablet, but no one else can read it.
I don't know how that's supposed to help anyone but you.
You're talking about remembering stuff, and I wrote something down.
Is it useful
with-
for this situation right now?
Well, it's
I don't
tangentially
know.
related.
Would they be able to hear growling?
No.
And anyways, enough about this. We should probably deal with what's directly in front of us and what's surrounding us. So we are being watched. That big thing is definitely aware, and not just a statue or something.
Oh. I was afraid of that.
I believe we may have found the mother of all Frostworks.
Well, if they're controlling these things, perhaps a letterboard will help. And then Doc's going to sit there and, like, try to scratch the alphabet into the ice.
That does remind me.
I want to know if that works.
I did once play tic-tac-toe of a Frostwork, and it beat me in 2 turns. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I played a bunch of different games with Frostwork and it beat me every time. Hurt my ego a little. So they are definitely smart enough to like understand the difference between being hostile and not being hostile. So perhaps there is a diplomatic angle that we can take.
I'm more saying that because he's trying to like spell out the alphabet, and I think they can read just fine.
Well, yes, but then they can point to it in order to like say words and stuff.
You mean like a Luigi board?
Yeah, like a linguini board.
Nez, I'm sorry to tell you, but you have permanent brain damage and it might be fatal.
I've heard of the stories of the panini board before. We may be able to use it.
Look, everyone knows the
If only-
superiority of the rigatoni board.
I'm sorry, Naz, I wasn't ready for the Luigi board.
I've heard the lasagna board can be very helpful in these situations.
Oh.
Oh yes, I've heard it allows for multi-layered messages.
Meanwhile, you guys are just letting Pyre stand there frozen.
What are we
Well-
supposed to do? Light a fire? The only source of heat I have is some matches and some dynamite. I don't think you want me to put them together.
I'm more worried about if I walk forwards to try and like chisel you out. Am I just gonna get also frozen or what?
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
point. Yeah, and I'm probably frozen to the ground, so you can't move me.
Or accidentally perform some declaration of war when we lack any means to fire back.
Let's see.
Um.
I'm gonna try something. I make it frozen, but I'm going to try something. So he is going to like first decock his shotgun just in case so it doesn't go off. He's gonna hold it up to like bring attention to it, and then he's going to slowly set it aside on the ground and begin like very slowly walking towards higher. He's just gonna be like, I'm just going to unfreeze my friend here. I mean no harm.
So, whenever you raise the shotgun, there is a wave of red that seems like the eyes of all of the frostworks around turn red until you put it down.
Okay.
Once you step away from it, they slowly turn back to blue, with a few stragglers in between that don't. So you approach.
Yeah, I slowly approach, like step by step by step, like step, stop, like taking it very carefully.
You can see her watching you, but she doesn't seem to be having any reactions.
Okay, this is a good sign. I'm going to then slowly get my crowbar out and start like trying to excavate fire.
Roll dex and strength.
Oh boy. Oh no.
So you're able to not injure Pyre with, jabbing a crowbar, but you aren't quite able to break Pyre free. Pyre, it is very cold now.
Yes.
Were you already at half fatigue points?
No.
Well, you are now.
Great.
The only one who hasn't been frozen solid yet is Pooh Brain.
No, I'm very sure Fiction was not frozen.
I do have half fatigue points.
Yeah, that was from Blizzard.
Yeah. So I haven't been frozen solid, but
Okay. Alright. Because, Pyre got frozen solid twice now.
yeah. I know Pyre's gonna like absolutely love the winter months now, like after getting out of this and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to be her favorite season.
Go ahead and roll again.
Bruh. Dexterous, just not very strong.
Pyre,
Those would
You
be the
get-
same rolls.
you get jabbed for 3 points of damage.
Alright.
But
Even though he made the decks.
wait, did he?
Oh.
Yeah, he made the deck.
Why do you
failed the
roll
strength.
it in a different order? Don't do
Good
that.
question.
Roll it in the same order. That way I don't have to think that hard.
Yeah, but now it's symmetrical.
Same problem as last time. Don't injure, but can't break free.
Okay.
I got a shovel and a pickaxe.
No, that would probably be worse. Can you give me that crowbar? I want to give it a try.
Sure, here you go.
Am I done scratching out these lighters?
Yes.
I'm gonna try and free Pyre with the crowbar.
Do you have a weapon on you?
Me?
Drop your gun.
I have a half-frozen pistol.
Okay. And you
That's like-
approach?
I guess so.
Roll dexterity.
I don't know.
You narrowly avoid being turned into a popsicle.
Okay.
Drop your gun.
Okay. I just sort of like I don't even like grab it. I just sort of like knock it out of its holster onto the floor and kick it away.
Okay.
Okay, now I approach again, but like a little bit slower.
When you do so, you are able to approach Pyre.
Alright, I'm gonna take the crowbar and try and free Pyre, I guess.
Roll dexterity and strength. How are you guys consistently rolling 15 on strength?
We're also
And 10 on
consistently rolling
dexterity.
10 on dex. Like, look, the last 4 dex checks were all 10s. It's just I'm getting better success because I have a higher dex.
Yeah,
So
if you
you-
can see
you
Pyre's
avoid-
face, you can see her rolling her eyes.
You avoid injuring Pyre, but aren't able to pry away the ice.
I'm sorry, Pyre. Just give us a minute. We don't want to, like... We don't want you to lose any scales. Can I try again?
Yes. 10 and 15. Calling it now.
Oh, God.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh no!
So as you bring the crowbar down on the ice, you hit it hard enough that it bounces out of your hands and goes skittering across the room to the far edge of the room through a bunch of frostworks.
Ivory just gives like a look to Emerald, just like, are you serious?
Emerald just shrugs. It's like... I tried. You couldn't do it either.
Yes, but that's my crowbar.
My crowbar.
Wait. Hold on. Did I do a funny? No, I didn't. Dang. I thought I might have packed a second crowbar. But no. Oh, time to get my axe out.
Like a hatchet?
A felling axe.
So a full-sized axe.
Yes.
So you could think far ahead enough to grab that, but most of you couldn't grab a tent, except for fucking ice.
We weren't expecting Tundra.
My tents are too big for this shit. Plus, on my person, I do have a tent. It's a 4-person tent.
Oh, that would have been wonderful
We've
to know.
been so long that the tent doesn't exist. Well, it does now, but it hasn't.
The quantum tent.
It would have been so helpful if we were allowed to use it.
So Ivory's going to use the blunt side of the felling axe and just kind of like softly tap it, like, you know, try and break it without doing a full swing because he's pretty sure that's just gonna very badly hurt Pyre.
I mean, if you swing the head of an axe into somebody full tilt, it is going to hurt. Yes.
Yes, that's why I'm using the non-sharp end and not going full tilt.
I can help minor injuries. If you shatter them to pieces, I don't know what you want me to do.
I'm surprised you haven't been turned into a popsicle.
Doc's a safe distance away still.
No, I'm talking about the guy wielding a fucking axe. Like, does that not count as a weapon? Like, I'm not trying to look a gift horse in the mouth, but like,
Technically it can, but it's a melee weapon, and I'm not close enough to hit any of them, so...
That and which is easier to stop? A axe, even if thrown, or a bullet?
Is that... See, they just simply have a tactical mind, know that an axe from far away is not that much of a danger.
No, if you start approaching, you may be turned into popsicle again.
Yeah, if I decide to just bum rush them for no reason, then it gets difficult.
Because right now you're roughly about 6-7 feet away. Which, if you want, you can try to get a closer look without approaching. But I think you have other issues to deal with first.
Yeah?
Because this has turned into quite the comedy of errors.
Yeah, at this point, Pyre's no longer rolling her eyes. She's doing her best to glare in your general direction.
We could try asking them nicely.
I feel like this is a Three Stooges skit.
Pyre roll health and Ivory roll strength. Pyre is unconscious, and Ivory is a weenie.
Why at this moment do my rolls have to be so 50-50?
at least you didn't get the crit fail on these ones, because that would have been really bad.
It's because your stats not high enough for it to be 75-25.
Hush.
You're welcome to try again. Because this is one of those things that's really obvious if you don't make it. So you are able to swing it hard enough to break the ice. Pyre, you take 2 points of damage from bludgeoning to your side.
Jeez.
Does
And
it
then-
at least wake me up?
No, you are currently still unconscious.
Fuck.
Doc could probably wake you up. But it would also need you to be warmed up at some point too. For you to be like fully conscious.
Yeah, you're like really cold.
Best I can do is shove you in a winter sleeping bag. Maybe. Depends on how you're posed.
But you are able to extract the Kieran from the ice. One of them,
Wonderful.
at least.
Alrighty. Guess now let's take a good look at the mother of the Frostworks.
Roll perception. So, you guys have gotten a decent look at the Frostworks before, and you thought they were intricate and very, like, impossible in their scope. This thing makes them look like child's toys. The actual clockwork portions of it, you can see gears that are small enough that if anybody had dropped any of them, they would never find them again. There's so many moving parts that you realize that the portions of the inner workings of it that you can see are constantly in motion, which is what is causing the ticking noise.
Ah.
And it seems to somehow be fairly seamlessly attached to the portions that are still biological. The biological eye is a milky gray color, denoting blindness. And the mechanical eye is the one that seems to be processing any visual information. The colored side of her that isn't made of various metals is kind of more of a light pinkish color. And you notice that in time with the ticking, the gemstone in her chest seems to pulse almost kind of like a heartbeat.
Alright. So, where Doc scratched in the letterboard, how far away would, like, the closest clockworker unit be?
The closest thing to your little makeshift Ouija board is actually her. She's roughly about 15 feet away from where Doc is.
Okay.
Just a quick clarification. Doc, you did put Pyre inside a sleeping bag, right?
As long as they're not posed in some weird way that I can't shove them in there.
Well, she can move now. She's free of the ice.
Oh.
Please say
get
you
in
have.
They
Please
brought
say you have smelling salts.
they brought Pyre back to you. Is my assumption.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that as well.
I don't have smelling salts, but I have a first aid kit and a quarter pound of salt.
Well, that was more directed at Doc.
Doc will sit there, take a little thing of smelling salts, crack it, and then just shove it up the nose.
Pyre roll health with +4.
Oh my god.
You were cold enough that you are shivering, and it is hard not to bite your tongue, but you are conscious.
She kind of, as she's shivering, she kind of pushes out, kind of reaches into one of her bags, brings out one of the journals, kind of sets it on the ground, opens it up, and points to a particular passage and keeps tapping on 2 words. Frozen Heart.
Okay.
Yeah. We kind of got that. I turn to the alicorn, just like, and just kind of give them a wave, see if they like do anything.
There is no response. I will note that for the most part, when she is not like reacting to something, other than her eyes, she seems almost unnaturally still, with the exception of like the moving machinery.
Fire reaches into another one of her bags, brings out another journal. When you kind of read through it, it's a reference to the time when we were at the base where we found Celestia, specifically the passage when we were dealing with the master-like thing, and points to a series of names. It's basically all of the Alicorn names except for cadences.
You said like this Alicorn is like half machine. Are both of the wings mechanical, or is like one of them flesh?
One is fleshy and the other is mechanical.
What about the horn?
The horn is biological as well.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
What names do you have written down, Cold?
Of the original, no, actually, 5, the only one that is not on there is Cadence. Yes, I checked my notes.
Yes, tell me which names you have written down.
Twilight, Celestia, Luna, and Flurry Heart.
Okay. So, for the rest of the group who is not currently shivering in a sleeping bag, what do?
I don't know. Maybe try to communicate with it.
Yeah. I assume my crowbar is just lost.
Maybe if we can play nice with this thing, you can get it back, but not right now.
Yeah.
I will note that Nebula is actually closer to her than the statue that was Pyre had been.
Oh, okay.
So you guys are going to, if you want to get close enough for that, you are probably going to need to like attempt to communicate.
Okay. Ivory's gonna ask the Alicorn, does it look like it has like a physical mouth, or is it just like metal?
Even though portions of it are metal, it, for lack of a better way to describe the mechanical portions, they are built out in such a way that it does. The only reason you know it's mechanical is because it's exposed metal instead of covered with some sort of flesh substitute.
Yeah.
But if you were standing from at the far side of the room and it was dark, you would not be able to tell whether or not it was metal.
Okay.
It is shaped in a way that it looks natural.
Okay. Maybe she can still speak. He's going to call out to it. Can you speak? See if that gets a response.
We can.
He looks back and he's like, "Oh well, this makes it so much easier."
I know, we don't have to use the
The
Panini
panini board. Okay. He'll look back. My name is Ivory Facade. And these are my friends, and that one is too. And he's going to point to Nebula. Can I ask what you want of us? You know, taking some of us and freezing us here.
To preserve.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
To preserve.
To preserve.
You preserve what?
So, as when you ask that question, there is a slight whirring sound from her, and everybody roll perception for me.
Oh boy.
And of course, we get all the good rolls after we're done getting him out of the ice.
So, as you guys are watching what'd you do a +4?
You told me to roll health that +4.
Oh, that's health. I was
Yeah.
looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, that was health.
Are you not rolling perception?
Breathing in a yeah, I suppose I can poke my head or poke my eyes out of the thing.
I know you. You're watching this whole thing. I believe with a -3, that would be a fail.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay. So everybody but Pyro notices a slight sparking. So her left side is the mechanical side. There is a slight sparking in the left side of her head. And she does not respond. Ivory, you were the only one that could possibly have knowledge on this. What do you have for your mechanical and engineering skills again? What are they?
Let's see.
One time we need rapid.
Yeah. Armory, computer programming, computer operation, electrician, engineer, small arms, mathematics applied, mechanic mecha, carpentry.
Roll mechanic mecha at a -3.
Okay. Oh wait, I forgot modifiers doesn't work on this because I can't use my skills. So mechanic mecha is a 16, so I need a 13.
Okay.
Well,
So
it's definitely lower.
you are not very well versed in the inner workings of things like the Frostworks, given that you're not a clockworker. And given their reaction to the Frostworks, you wouldn't be here even if you were. But it appears that, given that this thing appears to be some sort of alicorn from the old world, with it being pretty impossibly old, there may be some sort of malfunction happening. However, you doubt that there's anybody alive that has the skills to try and fix the problem.
Okay.
That being said, with the prerogative of attempting to preserve, it may just be indiscriminately preserving things because reasons at this point.
Yeah. I relayed some of that information back to my allies.
You said some. What parts are you withholding?
Actually, no, I'm just gonna say everything.
Okay. So, group has been informed of possible malfunction, and that the preservation thing that she mentioned is possibly just indiscriminate. What do?
And can you stop trying to, like, preserve us?
She doesn't respond to that.
Can you preserve us at a later date instead of now?
There's a rustling from the group of Clockworks, and you can see a slight change of expression. It does seem that she is considering it before she asks.
You will submit to preservation at a later date.
Yes. We are preserving environmental integrity. So if you preserve us now, you have a harder time preserving things in the future.
She seems to be processing the information for a minute before saying,
We will agree to this.
Wonderful.
Well, I guess I know how I'm gonna die now.
You guys kind of hear Pyre tapping against the ice and kind of motioning for someone to kind of come over.
Ivory will walk over.
Kind of through her constant shivering, she just says one word, "Who?" and then points in general direction of the alicorn.
Ivory wouldn't know which alicorn that is. Don't think.
It was more a, would you ask her?
Ivory will then turn and ask, my friend would like to know your name.
We are...
and you see the gears in the left side of her head seize in a spray of sparks. And this is the first time you've gotten a real expression out of her, and it is one of absolute agony before her expression resets and she just sits there staring.
Pyre, after seeing this, kind of taps again.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ivory will look back.
Are you preserving just living things or objects as well?
Sapiens.
Can we have some of the cold weather gear and supplies from the Sapiens you might have in preservation?
Do not damage.
I can give no guarantees, but I will try my utmost best.
She does not respond to that, but a pair of Frostworks does move closer to you guys. Both of them,
Are
their
they-
eyes are glowing blue.
Okay. That's better. I think Pyre was tapping, so Ivory will look back to Pyre.
She's kind of shivers out. Ari, pointing to the alicorn, and then kind of points at Nebula, and then kind of starts shivering again.
What was that first one? You said sorry?
Yeah, basically said sorry, then pointed at the alicorn, and then pointed at Nebula afterwards.
Don't forget the big Karen.
Yeah. Okay. Ivory will go, we apologize for the causing of the, malfunction. May we retrieve our friend? And he points at, Nebula. I don't know why I forgot her name for a moment. And then he'll point over where his crowbar is and go, may I retrieve my crowbar to help me get her out?
One of the Frostworks kicks you the crowbar, and you get an affirmative nod from. We're gonna call her the Frozen Heart.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he'll go. With his tools, he'll carefully go to excavate their friend.
Roll strength and dexterity. Dexterity first.
Okay. But before it does it, he'll look back. Since he has two tools now, he'll say, "Does anyone want to give me a hoof?" He's looking at you guys.
Sorry, I blinked and missed whatever it was.
Do you
He's
want to
asking for help.
Do you want to help
Oh, yeah,
excavate?
I'll go assist.
I would ask the giant robot before you do that.
He just did.
Oh, here, have a pickaxe.
No, he needs another person. He already has two tools. He just wants someone else to help him get Nebula out.
Fine. Let's go help him.
Emerald
Sorry,
is
Emerald,
doing
go
that.
help him.
I have no idea who Nez is.
Emerald, go help him.
Everybody keeps doing this to Nez in both campaigns.
Yeah. It's starting to get annoying.
There is no character. There is only Nez.
I even do a voice in one of them.
Yeah, I don't understand
That's
it
funny.
either.
All right. Well, help or not, he'll he'll try and get Nebula out.
Doc will give a hand, since apparently Emerald doesn't want to help.
Okay.
Do you bring your firearm with you, Doc?
Of course not.
Okay.
I am the sanest insane person in this group.
Of course, now you make all the rolls.
Yeah. Now we're all good.
So you guys are able to extract Nebula, which, strangely enough, when you do, there's a moment as the rest of the ice falls away that you realize not only is she dry, but she's actually somewhat warm compared to the others you've extracted.
That's weird.
And then you also notice she's not, for a split second, she's not breathing, and then she is. Before
They're like big bears. They can hibernate.
she opens her eyes, looks at the group, thanks you guys for freeing her, and trots over to where your stuff is. Almost
Oh,
like,
good. I didn't have to use more smelling salts.
almost as if nothing happened.
Fire kind of reaches out from the sleeping bag towards Nebula.
Nebula takes one look at you and does, without skipping a beat, sits on top of you. She is significantly warmer than the rest of you guys, by the way. So there is method to the madness, but it is quite the comical sight because she looks like a nesting swan. Minus the wings. Maybe a loafing cat would be more accurate.
A loafing pone.
Cats tend to loaf on the most like jagged of objects.
Yeah, pony loaf.
Only-
Pyre will
Loaf, you may.
kind of reach up and gently tap Nebula, and if you're kind of looking into the bag, you see she has tears in her eyes, and she just very quietly says sorry.
You get the impression that she heard you but doesn't respond. Just settles comfortably on top of you while she waits for the rest of the group to do whatever they're going to do.
I suppose with that, Ivory will go back and, carefully grab his gun and stow it. And, rejoin with the group.
The two Frostworks join you as well. Doc, one of them shoves a frozen canteen in your direction.
Thank you.
You
And
do
then-
recognize the canteen as belonging to one of your companions from your previous group.
Wait a second. Which one?
If I remember correctly, it was either the zebra or the clockworker. I think it was the zebra that offered the canteen and they took it. It's been a very long time, so I don't remember, and I don't think you would necessarily remember that either. You do recognize it as being something one of your companions was carrying, though.
Just lost memories of a previous life.
Title drop.
But yeah,
Oh,
Okay, just out of character, does anyone have anything else to do here? Because I feel like it's just time to go.
Nothing that Pyre is in any condition to do.
do you know the location of a heavily militarized FPC compound? I asked this to the Frostwork Queen.
she pauses for a moment before saying,
None were established here.
Are there any heavily militarized compounds in the area?
They avoided the north.
And I'm gonna look back to the party and go, are we sure intel's good? Like, we didn't overshoot it, did we?
We might have been. We've been quite lost.
roll.
Can I do my little thing real quick? Pyre taps on the ground again.
Ivory will look over.
She kind of just, as she's sort of warming up and not shivering nearly as heavily, kind of is just saying, the town, one was there.
Right. I don't. We could try and see the beacon again and then go back. Ask questions.
I mean, you can try and ask questions, but the last one didn't work.
Pyre is kind of taps again and a little bit louder says, ask about a group that went by.
Were there any groups that went by through the area recently? Particularly armored ones.
One did. Was unable to acquire unique specimen for preservation.
Can you tell us what direction they went?
She indicates the general direction that you guys were headed anyways.
Oh, okay.
Or at
We're
least
like,
We may have accidentally been on the right track.
we're like underground, several layers deep in like an ice cave. I'm not.
I am not spending the
Sure
time
we
to
know
try
what
and
direction to take right now.
I'm not spending the time to try and find a compass because I cannot remember the difference between east and west, okay?
Fair enough.
West.
You can always just substitute left and right if you're unsure.
It should be we, not e, or ew.
Oh, east.
Anyways,
Yeah.
anything else?
Ivory doesn't have his pride anymore, so he's not going to challenge them to a game.
Is it because he got beat by a frostwork?
Yeah, that. if he hadn't had his whole revelation and stuff, he would have challenged Frostworks. Get his pride back, but it's a changed man. We have anything else to like ask or do here?
Once again, nothing Pyre is in any condition to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to free Frenzy Flame as well.
I think he'll be fine.
I know, but we need to like say that he's our friend. So like,
There's a loud whoomp
we-
sound from the tunnel. Almost like a muted explosion.
I feel like he just freed himself.
Some problems will take care of themselves.
Ivory will clarify that the other Kieran, the one that was like caged and burning really hot, that was also their friend.
Frostwork Queen, just so you aware, the FPC and those bearing its logo are antithetical to your cause.
Oh yeah.
They want to destroy everything that you want to preserve, and they will lie to you to try to convince you otherwise.
Noted.
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Let's go check on the fireball.
Yeah.
That would also be really nice
Good
for
here.
those of us with frostbite.
Everyone's just gonna be crowding around Frenzy.
Nebula takes it upon herself to hoist the sleeping bag containing Pyre over her shoulder and carry it like Santa Claus.
Oh, good. I was just gonna drag Pyre on a rope.
Yeah.
You see Pyre peek out and just glare at you.
I just imagine the Bat Mango meme, but like it's Pyre in a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? I'm not a fighting man. I'm a doctor who just happens to kill people.
Pyre rolls her eyes and then just goes back to the sleeping bag.
Hippocratic oath? More like hypocritic oath.
I read about those in the medical books that I've dug from the ruins, but I always found it a very silly thing. Sometimes the world is better with certain people dead. It's called preventative medicine.
But as you guys make your way down the tunnel, you do find you meet Frenzied, who is headed in y'all's direction. When he sees you guys at the end of the tunnel, he's like, "Let's just get out of here, please." He's
Alright.
still steaming
Completely agree.
from the literally steaming from the precipitation from the melted ice.
It's like a steam sauna in here.
Okay.
Feel distinctly finished today.
For Doc, I'm gonna have you roll me a strength and dexterity. That'll be for okay. So you are able to find some better cold weather gear than even the stuff that your group found. It looks like FPC explorers, for lack of a better way to describe them. The gear looks thin, but when you put it on, it traps heat like it was something much thicker and much heavier.
Oh, this is some old world stuff.
The corpses that you peel it off of are definitely do look like they predate the apocalypse that made the world that you live in now. And you are also able to put them back in mostly the position that they were in before. But I think with that, we are going to put a pin in it for the day.
Yeah.
For those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you enjoyed that or would like to see more of it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. If you want to show further support to the channel, check out my Patreon, link in the description. A big thank you to my priest tier Patreons, Cameo Shadowness, and Ice Crystal. Also, a big thank you to all of my Twitch subs, YouTube follower, or YouTube members. I always forget what that's called. And then, as well, to anybody who has subscribed, followed, all that good stuff. Without y'all's help, I couldn't continue doing this. Be sure to keep an eye out on my Discord. We're going to be posting a new schedule with 2 new podcasts. One will be writing, called Writer's Notes. And Fiction and I will be talking everything writing. We may have an occasional guest as well. And then
Yes, sir.
the gaming one does not have a proper name yet, but we do have one of the co-hosts. Moon and I will be talking with one other person on the gaming industry and game design at large. I just have to find the third person. And then, of course, Alicorn Discusses and Creator Roundup will be continuing as well. Other than that, keep an eye out. We're going to be doing my subathon next month. And then, other than that, we will be going live here in a little bit for some more Marvel Rivals. Until then, everybody have a great afternoon, and don't forget to drink water.
Hydrate or get frozen.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown. We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came